Hey, what's going on? In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how you can leverage LinkedIn to grow your podcast. This is a strategy that I went through with some of my mentees, and I showed them how they can leverage LinkedIn to grow their podcast, and I want to give you the information as well. So do me a favor, subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below and let me know what you think about the information in this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Hey, what's up, y'all? In this video, I'm gonna be breaking down a pretty dope LinkedIn strategy to help you grow your podcast, okay? Now on LinkedIn is rich with, professional people. It's a nice professional environment. People are looking for network opportunities. They're looking to find rich information. They're looking to make some money. They're looking to really grow what they got going on. So podcast discovery is amazing on this platform because people, they kind of look at podcasts synonymous with, growth, business, entrepreneurship, networking, and stuff like that. So what I want you to do is go to the search bar in LinkedIn, put in the word podcast. When you put the word podcast up, a bunch of things are gonna populate. Underneath the search bar subgroup, there's a bunch of bubbles, right? Now, depending on what, how old your LinkedIn is, or if you're using the mobile version or the web version, it may look a little bit different, but directly underneath the search area, or it could be on the side if it's on mobile, you're gonna see, a little subtitle for companies. Okay, so you got podcasts in the search group, you hit enter, and then you wanna hit companies. Now, once you hit companies, you're gonna get a list of all these different podcast companies, a full array of podcast companies, right? Now, what I want you to do is message these podcast companies this. Hey, what's going on? I have a podcast, in this category. My name is Brendan. Our podcast, we talk about, X, Y, Z. And then you want to say something like this. Would you feature me on your website? Would you feature me in your blog? Would you send an email blast out to your people? In exchange, I will promote your company on my podcast. I will run a commercial. I'll run an ad, featuring your company on my podcast, right? And it's really just a number game at that point. Now, a bunch of them will say yes. What's the point of this? Because these podcast companies, they have a big audience, right? Now, their big audience could be people that are in the company. Their big audience might be who's on their website. Their big audience might be who's following the blog. You know what I'm saying? If they got a YouTube channel. Start stacking these podcast companies, have them become more synonymous and more familiar with you. In exchange, give them a shout out on your podcast as a live read or a commercial or a link in the description, right? We're talking about one to many, or in this case, many to many. Is one of your podcasts, but it's many of them when they send a blast out. But again, they're going to get the exchange because you're going to have your viewers and your listeners getting exposed to this particular podcast company. So it's a really great exchange, okay? Run this strategy so you can start running it up and growing your show. This is something that you put in our 4P strategy, the podcast post promo plan, that's going to allow you to have another opportunity to start letting people know about your podcast and growing the show. Okay? Now, the second LinkedIn strategy to grow is very similar to the Instagram strategy. What you want to do is definitely want to make sure that you post on LinkedIn when you have a new episode, but we want to go a little bit further. See who you're following, see who's following you. And again, you could do this, or you can hire a VA, you can have a teammate. Every time an episode comes out, message these people one by one. Hey, what's going on? Just want to let you know, we just did a fire interview with XYZ. I thought that this might be of interest. Would you mind checking out this episode, subscribing to the podcast, and leave a comment, let me know your feedback. I would really, really appreciate it. Just have your team stop doing that. These strategies will start growing your show organically, and I will both use the Instagram strategy and the LinkedIn strategy together, all right? Hope you guys enjoy this mini course and take advantage of these strategies, run it up and implement them immediately, all right? I'll see you on the next video. Okay, look, so this is how we're gonna get you more exposure using the pod equals MC square strategy, right? Then we're gonna bring out the air fryer and then connect it to the toaster oven method, right?
I think I wasted my money.
And after we do all this, we're gonna get you 1 million views and millions of subscribers.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I got you. Let me go get something.
What's this box about?
Wow!
Bro, what is that?
So we got your long form podcast right here, right? This is the long form audio.
Okay, now I'm getting my money's worth.
We got a service to get more exposure, get more views, and get more call to action to get more sales.
Let's go.
This is what you need to do to get more of this. Now do you understand?
I completely get the vibe now. Before, I don't know what you was talking about, but this right here, we're gonna make a lot of money.